Well, hi, everybody. I'm Dr. Christine Anderson, and I am a family chiropractor. I am board certified in chiropractic pediatrics and pregnancy. I'm a homeopath, and I also have another certification in functional neurology and childhood developmental disorders.
Oh,
Most important, I am a mom of three. Now they're adults, but I have that history, that grace of being pregnant, raising them, well, giving birth, raising them, and then seeing them bloom and blossom into the adults that they are today. And they are three unique children whom I love dearly. And thankfully, they have embraced the lifestyle that they grew up with. You know, it's always a crapshoot, but the time that you have when they're little and you start walking the walk and talking the talk. And I was doing it too. I wasn't telling them to do one thing and then doing another. Um, that's the time to really you can have a really great effect on their lifestyle that they choose later on in life because you are showing them they're living it, they're experiencing it. And seriously, funny story, my kids would go to friends' house and they would the parents would say, "Well, do you want to stay for dinner?" And they'd be like, "What are you having?" Because they grew up vegan. And it's like, spaghetti sauce. And they're like, can I read the label? So it is, it's really great. It's really funny. And now as adults, they're making their life their own. They're even rediscovering. They'll come to me and say, and I'm like, really, huh? Where did I hear that from? About some sort of health fact that they have newly discovered for themselves and embraced it. So it really does make a difference how you feed your family. It really does. And I made a conscious decision when they were growing up to not shortcut. So this was my conscious decision. There's no judgment, but that's how important it was to me because I knew their growing bodies were going to be built of the food that they were eating. So I would go to the farmer's market. I would use whole foods. I would make food at home from scratch or use minimally processed foods. And a lot of times I was actually hiring somebody to come in and do at least the dinner cooking for the week because I had a practice I was running. I was also caring for the kids on my off days, and it became really hectic. So that was my one of my great priorities in raising my children, and I really do think it pays off greatly. The saying is, "You are what you eat." We would further that to say you are what you eat and can absorb because you could be eating all the great food that you can, but if you don't have a gut to absorb the nutrients in the food, then you cannot assimilate all the nutrients and make your cells. So yeah, that was a lot that I just, but it is super important, which is why uh, Carolina is here to help me talk to you about the Epi-Genius family program through Purium because it makes it easy. I wish I knew about Purium when I was having my children grow up because even if I'm using minimally processed foods, which Purium is, it's minimally processed, but the way they process and the way that they have full disclosure over their ingredients and what's in those ingredients with their certificates of analysis. So I know exactly how many heavy metals, what is any toxicity, where with other brands, you just don't know. If you call them, most of them will say we're within the FDA limits, which, when you look at that, it can be way too much for children because of their smaller size. They're going to concentrate any toxins way more than adults because ours are spread out over our larger body size. And believe it or not, babies are born into this world with over 300 chemicals in their umbilical cord. That's crazy. So they start out toxic already. And then we just keep filling up the bucket with more and more toxins. A lot of it I know is out of convenience. Some of it's out of habit. You just grab what's on the shelf because you've always had that product. But so many of these products that I grew up with are now more toxic than ever because of glyphosate. So when I was growing up, sure, you could have Cheerios. Um, but now, when you look at Cheerios, it's so full of glyphosate, which is an herbicide that gets into our system, gets into our gut, degrades the gut. So we just talked about assimilation and the taking in of nutrients to be able to use them, it just destroys it. So nothing can get in except the bad stuff, just pours right in. Heavy metals, bacteria, parasites, allergens, just, doors wide open, come on in. And the nutrients are just left hanging around because they can't be broken down and put into the cells. So, phew, that's a lot. So with Purium, you know where you stand. So you're not adding to that toxic overload. And there are products that actually help remove the toxins in the body in a very gentle way because you don't want to dump all these toxins into a kid's system and overload their system. And we deposit heavy metals and other toxins like BPA and other hormone disrupting chemicals in our fat cells, which is one of the reasons why you will see more people with more weight on them because it's protecting them from these toxins. We'll deposit them in the brain. This is why a lot of our neurodegenerative disorders are on the rise. And also with kids, you might see changes in their focus, their mood, their behavior. You might find when you start cleaning things up that these things will shift. So this is part of a healthy lifestyle that can make a huge, huge difference. And guess what? Purium has made it, number one, easy, and number two, affordable, because you are getting dense nutrition, high quality, processed in a way that's minimal and grown in a way that's super nutrient dense. And they're letting you know exactly what's in their food. So just quick story, and then Carolina's going to take it forward. My middle child, my older son in junior high school, decided he didn't want to take any food to school. So in the morning, I would have to make these like super shakes, like so nutrient dense, fruits and vegetables, and as clean as possible protein powder that I could find at the time, because this was, well, he's 28 now, so 15 years ago or so. Oh my gosh. So I would, give him this super shake, send him off to school, and then I would have dinner ready for when he got home so that he wouldn't be doing any snacking in between. So he would actually, eat a meal. And then if he wanted to snack after, that was fine. But before I pass it over to Carolina, just a little word on epigenetics, which, Epi-Genius, epigenetics. So we have genes, right? We have genes that will create who we are. What are color eyes? What's our hair? How tall are we? But we have genes and then we have gene expression. So you can have genes that express themselves in different ways. So it's a genotype and a phenotype. Phenotype is how you express that gene. And this is the key. Most of the issues with our DNA is not from our genes itself, but from what we call epigenetics. And these are the things that are within our control. It's the things that we do in our life, the things we bring into our home, the things we're eating, breathing, etc. And what they do is they can turn genes on and turn them off. It's like a little, a light switch in there that you can kind of switch on and off. So when something has to do with epigenetics, that's what's so great, is because that means you can change that gene expression. So if there are things that are going on in your life, in your health, in your child's issues, you can use diet, nutrition, exercise, sleep, good water, all these lifestyle things, good air, to help the system regulate itself. So I think that's all I want to say. I'm going to pass it right on over to Carolina, the health coach extraordinaire. She is so knowledgeable. It's pretty amazing. I think she just spends all her time researching.
Thank you so much, Dr. Christine. I'm so excited to be here and talk about this program, because I think that your kids were blessed to have a mom that was so committed to their health, and you had the resources and the time to do the best that you could. And back then, 15 years ago, things were a little bit different than they're today. And right now, all of our foods are processed. It's very hard to find organic, high quality foods. I mean, even 50 years ago, a cup of spinach used to have 1,200 milligrams of iron, but today a cup of spinach only has 2 milligrams of iron. So today we would have to eat 600 cups of spinach to have the nutritional value that's designed by nature. And like you said, you're what you eat and what you can absorb, because a lot of us can't even absorb those 2 milligrams of iron, and then we're struggling with nutrient deficiencies. Today we would have to eat 9 carrots instead of 1 carrot. And it's the truth with most of our foods. And unfortunately, our kids are the ones that are being impacted the most, because we were lucky when you were born, when I was born, things were more organic than they're today. Our kids right now are eating things that are not supporting their immune system, their brain development, their taste buds are not craving fruits and vegetables, they're lacking essential amino acids, antioxidants. It's just too many things to worry about. And then this program was designed, it originally was called Epi-Genius Kids. Now it's called Epi-Genius Family, because we realized that not just kids need this, the whole family needs this. The mom, the dad, everyone in the family, the grandma, anyone can do this program. And it has all my favorite superfoods. And I'm going to go over the program. And then I'm going to touch base specifically on these products. I would say anyone that's over 70 pounds can do the whole program. If the kids are under 70 pounds, they can do the Epi-Genius family, because this has everything on it. So that's what helps me gauge who does what. It's based on weight. And I'm going to share my screen because I want to talk a few minutes about this Epi-Genius family. Can you see the ultimate lifestyle transformation?
I can. Oh, there we go. Now it's clear. Okay.
Okay, great. Awesome. So this is a program that comes with a bunch of different superfoods. They're all designed to nourish, detoxify, and repair our tissues to a cellular level. And we've done multiple recordings with Dr. Christine about the basic foundation of this pack. So I'm not going to go over all the specifics, but you can watch that recording. And then today I'm going to spend most of my time talking about that Epi-Genius family. So the basic of this program is the Biomedic. Biomedic is a product that is medically proven, third-party validated. We have the Gold Seal label, lots of certifications that it removes up to 74.5% of glyphosate from our body. So you're what you eat and you can absorb. You want to absorb more, then you have to cleanse from glyphosate and heavy metals. And Biomedic does that. It helps us rebuild our gut microbiome. It increases our intestinal immunity by 35%. It also reduces the C-reactive protein, which is the biomarker for inflammation, by 75%. And it detoxifies us from glyphosate up to 74.5%. A lot of our clients that actually do get tested for glyphosate toxicity levels in their urine, say that it reduces more than 75%, but that's what our medical trials say. So that's
Well, that's because from what I understand from looking at that trial, the people in the trial didn't take it as they were supposed to. I think they ended up, most of them, just doing one uh, capsule once a day instead of twice a day. And so they didn't even take the recommended dosage, and they had 75% improvement. So, yeah,
and they didn't have an organic diet, so they were still eating
right.
conventional. So they
Yeah.
were removing the poison, but they were eating the poison every single day. And this
Yeah,
still works.
that's the part of it too. When you're taking the poison out, if you keep eating the poison, it's like a leaky boat. You're just filling up at the same time. It's like clean up your diet while you're removing it. Don't waste your money and time and health.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So let's get into
Okay.
this
So
Epi-Genius family. I love this this smoothie that I make with it. I actually had one today. Um, I'm not a big chocolate person, but I do like the flavor and taste of this chocolate shake. It's not too sweet, but it is a little sweet, so kids will like it. I
yeah.
even put another scoop of green spectrum in there to cut down on the sweetness a little because I'm not a big sweet person. I'm sweet enough. Um, so kids definitely like this. When I've given it to kids in my office, they're like, yum, can I have some more? And they have no clue that it is so chock full of good things that Carolina is going to talk about. Go for it.
Yes. Yeah, it's delicious. And we even have autistic children that are extremely picky with what they eat, taking the Epi-Genius family, and their moms blend it in with bananas and berries. And all these autistic children are loving it, and they're becoming healthier. Their cognitive function, it's getting better because they're detoxifying and they're nourishing and they're repairing. So
Oh,
the
it's
Epi-Genius,
so big with autistic kids and the glyphosate. And
yeah.
I'm blanking on the name of the person that wrote a book all about glyphosate and just this with what goes on in the brain. It'll come to me at some point. And if I don't do it here, I'll put it in the description about who is Stephanie Sanoff, something like that. Dr. Stephanie's. I'll find it.
Yeah.
And also, I was going to say, Purium has a bio fruit as well that isn't sweetened. That's really good to add to this as well if you want to add some more powdered fruits in there.
Yeah. So the Epi-Genius family specifically has 20 organic superfoods. It has protein, probiotics, and prebiotics. It also has digestive enzymes. It has greens. It has vitamins. It has fruits. It has everything that our kids and our children need to grow strong. And it also comes in that compostable package, which is really important because this packaging is made of bamboo, hemp, and tree sap, and it decomposes within 2 years, and it doesn't leach any heavy metals or any microparticles of plastic into our food, because the average person eats 5 grams of plastic per week. And either we eat foods that are filtered or we become their filter. So that it's really, really important. Now, the main thing about this product, in my opinion, is the protein, because kids don't eat enough protein, and proteins have amino acids. And the amino acids that we get from proteins, the bodies are not able to make it on their own. Our body can make a lot of the amino acids, but certain specific ones, we need them from food. And these amino acids are so great because our kids get to get them all at once with just one shake. And it has pea protein, hemp protein. This is not isolated protein. It is amazing because it's plant-based, it's super clean, and our kids get those amino acids. And also the hemp seeds are so good for our bodies. Even adults, they're really, really high in omega-3s. It is really, really, really good. So the proteins are great. And then he also has organic fruits, antioxidants. It has a huge berry blend. And antioxidants are very important for our body to fight pathogens, to help us stay young and grow strong. So it has about 13 different kinds of berries, and it has strawberries, acai, maki berry, tart cherry, apples, amla. It has vitamin A, B1, B3, B6, B12. It has vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E. It has all those vitamins that are in the fruits, and 100% from fruits. These are not isolated vitamins. They are from the actual fruit, so it's 100% whole food based. It also has a proprietary blend of vegetables. It has all the greens. Kids don't like eating greens because their bodies are in the acidic side and they have lots of inflammation. So this formula has a lot of phytonutrients. It has calcium, iron, magnesium, zinc, copper. It has manganese, and it comes from the broccoli, the sweet potato, carrot, kale, spinach. I mean, everything. Imagine all the amino acids, all the fruits, all the vegetables. It also has an algae blend, sea vegetables. Sea vegetables are very rich in iodine. It has all those nutrients that our body needs to have balanced hormones. It has chlorella, single cell chlorella. It has spirulina. Spirulina is nature's multivitamin. It has
And
calcium,
chlorella helps with
magnesium.
the detoxification. And you know, I
Exactly.
just want to make that point that all those vitamins you see listed there are not synthetic vitamins. The vitamin content comes from food. This is a food-based product. And that is key because a lot of things out there will dump in very cheap synthetic vitamins that your body doesn't know what to do with. So it's not added vitamin C. The vitamin C is coming from those fruit and vegetables that are in the product. I just want to make that clear to people because that's huge. You are paying for food here, and that's worth what the cost is
Mhm.
um, when you're talking about getting some dense nutrition into your child. Because when they eat this, then they're not going to crave all the junk, and this can even take the place of a snack. You know, when you go pick your kids up, a lot of times I would have snack because they'd be hungry, and this is or if you know they're on their way to sports or whatnot, rather than you know, goldfish or chips or you know whatever, make them a little shake. It doesn't have to be a full smoothie, but they're going to get what they need to fuel their body until dinner time.
Very, very important they get those nutrients, because this also suppresses their hunger, because they're getting all that nutrition to a cellular level, so they're not craving the chips and the goldfish and the candy and the Takis. You know, this new supposedly Takis has been around for a long time, but I'm new to this Takis thing. And this is just so clean for them. That spirulina, it's so rich in calcium and potassium, sodium, iron, protein, vitamin C. I mean, it has those omega-3s, all the antioxidants, just so good for their health, for their hormones, for their brain development.
Oh God, this is off topic, Carolina, but I got to mention this. So one of my favorite snacks, I'm serious, like an afternoon snack. So I've had my lunch. That's typically my bigger meal of the day because I have a window of eating. So usually I break that at 12 noon, and it includes usually a shake in there, along with a salad. And then around 3 o'clock or so, in the summertime, I was having this cold, but in the winter, I've been doing the cocoa spirulina drink and putting hot water in there and putting coconut milk in it. And it's delicious. And then it gets me through to dinner. So that's another sort of really great way to, your kids won't even know, you know, you tell them it's some hot cocoa or In the summer, I added ice, and it was like a frappe. It was delicious.
It's so good. I just
Yeah. And sometimes I'll add in even another scoop of the green spectrum. You can't get enough greens. Greens are such great dense nutrition. But
yeah.
sorry, I didn't mean to break your flow, but talking about spirulina, I was like, "Oh yeah, I
Yeah, it's
missed
really
my
nice. It's so great,
I
for the
missed my cocoa
thyroid.
spirulina break today because I had a different training schedule with
Yeah,
weather."
delicious. Yeah, definitely
But
try the
anyway,
cocoa spirulina.
um,
So I was sharing
yeah.
that this formula has the amino acids, the antioxidants, the amino acids, the proteins, the vegetable blend. It also has a healthy fat blend. Our bodies need healthy fats.
Will you scroll up a little bit so we can just see the rest of those supplement facts?
There we
Oh,
go.
there we go. Okay.
Okay, yes.
So, it's a little bit hard to read, but especially if you're watching this on a phone, it's just smaller. But if you go onto the website, oh, there we go.
There we go.
Hello.
A little bit bigger.
There it is. Now you can really see that there.
Yeah.
And so there's that proprietary functional fat blend with the medium chain triglycerides.
Yes.
Older kids out there, I'm talking about, us adults, when you have those medium chain triglycerides, or if your child is a little overweight and their appetite is huge, that will help quench their appetite. So that is huge on the scale. And if you're doing anything like a keto diet, you know all about medium chain triglycerides. But the other thing is it's got that biomimetic in there. So this is really fully complete. One shake and you're done. You don't even need to add anything to this. A lot of times I just add ice and some coconut milk, but you can add fruit if you want to. So it's easy. It's seconds, ready to go, out the door. Maybe it's your kid's breakfast, maybe it's their snack. And it couldn't be any easier. And it's got everything in it, including a way to heal their gut from all of the glyphosate that has infiltrated our diet, even if you're eating organic food.
Yeah. Yeah. And it has digestive enzymes as well, because a lot of our children need help digesting. And the digestive enzymes are just so good because, I mean, a lot of the times they're food combining, drinking and eating and carbs with proteins, right? So the digestive enzymes gives their bodies a little bit more support, and really it's superfoods for a super kid. That's what I like to say. When kids get into this superfood nutrition, their brain starts operating differently because the gut brain turns on, and there's
Exactly.
more neurotransmitters in the gut than in the brain. So if we
Yep.
want our children to have better cognition, to have that second brain, in my opinion, is kind of the first brain, because the foods that we eat determines everything in our life, even the way that we use our head brain.
Yeah.
Everything starts to change.
Absolutely. And if you can get them to hum and sing while they're drinking their shake, you'll stimulate their vagus nerve and everything will work even better.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
All
super,
right.
super
And
important.
then there's one other part of the program that's different from the regular ultimate lifestyle transformation, and that's the zinc aid,
Yes.
correct?
Yes. The zinc aid. So the zinc aid, it's a product right here. It's plant source. It's for immunity. It has zinc, vitamin C, A, D, and E. So it keeps their immune system strong. And again, it's not just the vitamins and the zinc, it's the detoxifying and the rebuilding the bacteria, and then adding the vitamins and the minerals, what supports the immunity overall. And the
And
zinc.
antioxidants, A, C, D, and E, as well as K, which isn't in there, and selenium are super antioxidants. So they quench the free radicals, which come about just from our normal body processing and then get increased if we're eating um, foods that are rancid fats, the seed oils, the fried foods, breathing in the dirty air, these type of things. So we really need to make sure our free radicals are being dampened or quenched, something like that, with antioxidants.
Yes, exactly. And
And
then
then
the
do you
next
want
thing,
you
yes.
want sorry, do you want to talk about some additional products that might be beneficial for kids?
Yeah, definitely. So one of the products that I absolutely love, I mean, the C from nature, the extra C vitamins, it's always extremely important. The one that I wanted to talk about, it's the ionic elements in focus right here. It's very, very great because as you guys can see, it helps calm behavior, it supports focus, it helps to have that balanced energy, and mainly it helps them concentrate to get stuff done, get their homework done, go to school, get their things, make their bed, whatever that might be, you know, that concentration. It's important. So that Epi-Genius in focus,
So
it's in focus now.
this is from herbs there. So everything is, again, is food based. Herbs are food. So you can see right there the eleuthero root is an adaptogen, so it helps the body come in balance. And then the lemon balm herb is calming. The chamomile flower is calming. The passion herb flower is calming. So when you've got a calm nervous system, then you can get on task and in focus.
Yes. Then the next one is this kid's immune shield. This is extra support for their immunity, especially if they're coughing, if they're sneezing, if they have a runny nose, you want to, it's delicious. I drink this. I have it in my kitchen. If I'm going to an event or if I fly and I get in an airplane, I'm taking this immune shield with me in my purse at all times because it does help with the immunity, and it's
I just have
non-pharmaceutical. Yeah.
I have one thing to say about echinacea that I'm not sure if you know this, you may, but with echinacea, you don't want to take it consistently. You want to do it no more than 2 weeks and
Mm-hmm.
then take a break for at least 2 weeks because your body does kind of get used to it.
Yes.
So I wouldn't do it all the time, but if you have a child that has something coming on, or if there's stuff going on in their classroom, you can give it to them daily for 2 weeks, um, and then take a break. And then if need be, you can give it again in 2 weeks.
Yes, I thought that that was in the bottle. I do know that. I thought that it was in here,
Doesn't
but
surprise me.
but it's not here. Yeah, I opened the nutrition label. And do not take this if you're pregnant or breastfeeding. That's one.
Well,
I think it's
I
safe,
I
right?
think this is just the case of covering their butts,
Yeah.
um, because these are pretty gentle herbs. But of course, maybe the licorice root might be a little stimulating, but definitely, whenever you have any doubts with things, talk to your healthcare practitioner. Your medical doctor may not be the best person to talk to because oftentimes they're not very up on herbs, but your chiropractor, your naturopath, your acupuncturist, anybody that you're seeing to help with your health, that's who you should talk to, who knows your history and knows what's going on with you.
Yes, that's really important. And then the other one that you wanted to talk about is the ionic elements. The
Yeah,
ionic,
because minerals are so important. And you were talking about the iron. Well, it's, I think, just the same with magnesium. And we need magnesium for so many of the body's processes. And we cannot get it in our food, it's impossible. Um, so we have to get it into our system. And this is a great way to do that with the magnesium and then other trace minerals along with the fulvic acid to help support the detoxification process in a gentle way.
yeah. Yeah, it helps us get those minerals because sometimes the kids are not drinking enough water. And then the water that they're drinking is lacking those minerals. So they're dehydrated as well. They need those minerals for their nervous system. So that's pretty much it. Is there any other products that you want to talk about, Dr. Christine?
Well, I mean, I'd like to
So
talk
many.
about them all, but I think that really covers the Epi-Genius family, the whole, the why would I even consider this? I think the last thing to talk about is just really how affordable it is, because when you break it down, because you're using real food, and when you break down your time shopping, your time washing and prepping and putting it together, and all that goes into it. And believe you me, if you're buying the basics, let's say you're buying the fruits and the vegetables to go in this, you don't really know how they're processed. So these foods are processed on very nutrient dense soils,
Mhm.
using water that's clean, and they're drying it at room temperature, so you're not removing any of the nutrition that you would if you use a high temperature. And those enzymes are able to work, because if you heat them up, they'll denature and they will be absolutely useless. So as with everything, you get what you pay for, but when you actually break it down to the worth and the value, and I like to say too, you're going to either pay now or you'll pay later. How much are you going to pay for a health condition that someone in your family has? And I don't like to put that negativity out there, but that's just the plain fact of it. It may not happen tomorrow, but I don't know about you. My goal wasn't just to get my kids through childhood, it was to help them learn things in childhood. Yes, get them through it, thank goodness. Uh, but then also to carry on the basis for their health as an adult. And so these
Mhm.
things are also easy for them to carry with them into adulthood, um, knowing that what's in the product is actually good for them. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put links in the bottom of this video, and they are going to be links for you to have a discount, and that discount will depend on what you're purchasing. So it'll be explained in there. There's a there's the only thing that's difficult is there's a separate link depending on what you want to do. If you want to buy the Epi-Genius transformation, you have to go to one link. If you want to buy one of the other ultimate lifestyle transformations, you go to another. And if you want to pick and choose a la carte, which feel free to do if you want to do, that's yet another link. But I'll put it all in there. And the other great thing is that with many of these programs, and I'll put that description in there, you can become what's called a brand partner. So if you're sharing with other people, then you can actually even get your products paid for. And it's not that difficult, because once you start using them, see how good you feel, see how what's happening with your children, other people are going to notice and be like, "What are you doing?" Or "What's that they're drinking?" And of course, we're communities. We talk about things, we recommend things all the time, so it's not weird. And then and so on and so on. So it's not a weird thing. It's easy, and that is why I only share things that I feel good about and use myself. um it's not, and if something changes and I find something better, I'll let you know, but I'm always delving and going down that track. But that's the basis of it, is I have to feel good about it. So if I'm talking about it here, it is because I think it will be valuable for your health. And I have seen a value for it in my life, because that's what I was looking for, is things that were non-toxic and nutrient dense. And Purium has gone even a step further with something I didn't think about. And that was a product that gets rid of glyphosate. So it was like the trifecta for me. And that's really all I have to say. Do you have anything else to say?
No, that's all. This is amazing. Thank you so much for sharing this with all your patients and the people that you love. I always say when we find something that works, it's our birthright to share it with everyone because sharing is caring. And we are eating today for our future selves. Like you said, you're not just feeding your children healthy for that day, but for the rest of their lives because their brain, their bones, like everything's going to stay with them forever. So it is that investment in our future self. And eventually, if we don't support the farmer, we support the pharmacy. Unfortunately, that's how the system is set up today. We know what's going on with the world, and it's very hard to find really good food out there. And we have to do the best that we can. And this company has been a game changer for hundreds of families. We actually have a Million Mom movement. If you decide to become a customer, you can attend the Million Mom calls. We have Zooms every Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific, where you can learn about Cheerios and all the toxins that are in our food and how to feed your kids greener and leaner, and just tap into the power of community and talking to other moms that are going through the same challenges that every mom is going through. So the community part is also amazing. I know I'm not a mom yet, but all my moms tell me that they are in love with the Friday call with the Million Mom movement. And you don't have to be a mom. You can be a dad, you can be a grandma, anyone can join those calls. And they teach you on how to upgrade your laundry detergent for your kids, the toothpaste, the cleaning products. It's, when we're regenerating our body holistically, we don't only pay attention to our food, we pay attention to our environment, to our emotions, I mean, to absolutely everything. So having that community available for everyone, it's very supportive.
That's great. I actually didn't even know that. And
Yeah.
it is so true. When I have a patient come in, a new patient, when I do the report on what's going on with them, what it means, and what I'd like to do, I always talk about toxins. So I will also put some links in the description here of videos I've done on toxins. It's very numerous, but I find it can be helpful. There's other systems out there that have products that make it super duper easy and, again, affordable. And you don't have to do it all at once. You can switch it out one at a time. Just like with your eating, you don't have to just empty your cupboards all at once. But if you start incorporating the Purium products as time goes on, you may find you just don't even want to use them anymore, but you can do it slowly over time if it's too overwhelming to just clear it all out. Well, thanks so much, Carolina.
Thank
And
you so much for bringing me.
you're welcome. And thank you, everybody else, for joining us. I know this was a little bit long, but I think it's valuable information. And if you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Um, or if I can't answer and help, I've got Carolina here to help out. All right. See
All
you
right.
next time. Bye.
Thank you so much.